you know? And I think that flipped this switch in me where I was like, okay, fuck you, watch this.
Yo, what's up, guys? This your boy Kool-Aid Man 100X. Welcome to Lock In Reviews, where I show you some games we should be playing. So, we're just jumping right into it. We got a game called Blood Message, and this game is fantastic that I come across and show you guys what it's about. Give you a little bit of synopsis with it. So, overall, the gameplay is crazy work. Also, telling the story within Buddhism and stuff like that too as well. I think it's going to be a little bit of Buddhist culture, definitely within that religion, and also going back into the Saudi Arabia days, because it's a whole bunch of sand being tossed around in this boy. But overall, the character is pretty tough. He's a father, and his daughter got into some type of syndicate, I guess, within the dynasty. And I guess he's going back to save her because he was sent on a suicide mission. Also, the company within this is called 24 Entertainment. I guess it's a new gaming company that's creating this game called Blood Message. And also, I have to say, I think they're actually doing a hell of a job within the story and also the config of the combat. I think the combat is real in real life, because I think they're recording the movements, because there's he kick a dude in the door move, animations, a whole bunch of stuff to be happening into this game. This actually brings a little bit more detail to it. So when I'm looking at Blood Message, I'm looking at the combat, man. The combat is crazy. And also understanding the sword techniques. I know in Ghost of Tsushima level and stuff like that, but also the same as their own style of sword techniques. So when I'm thinking you're just using this one sword most of the time, I don't think he has any other weapons. And also, it brings that Uncharted feel where he hanging off of stuff, falling in and stuff like that. So it got that little bit of an Uncharted feel of an adventure. So we always had these adventures where we seeing these Buddhist temples he's going to and stuff like that. And also we're going to be seeing a lot of the monk characters, because we are going to be calm when we play this game. Also, I'm thinking we just using that one sword through the whole game. That's what I'm kind of thinking also, but it's not bad at all. I don't mind it. But overall, the sword combat is crazy. Also, we in like a little bit of a war scene where we taking on these type of soldiers that's coming in here, man. And you actually fighting them with shields and stuff like that. And I love the way he scrambles on the ground. Cause I think that's a little bit more realism too as well. The way he scrambles on the ground, you know, rolls and everything like that in the sand actually brings a little bit more fight technique to it as well. And just like I said, he's using this one sword most of the time. He doesn't switch any to any other weapons that you see supposedly within here. So overall, you get this girl that be pop up in his red outfit or whatever, and I think she's like his guide to wherever he's trying to get to. And also he falls in between like some type of sand warp. He opens up some type of Buddhist temple again, and they looking for these scriptures. So it's telling the deep story that I guess we're going back in history and trying to find where he's from, or if not, what he's trying to become. But I think that's where the story actually hits on, because it's a little bit more of a journey. And he's finding the scriptures of, you know, I guess what his heritage represent. That's what I'm getting from the story. I don't know until I get the game. But when it comes to the kids and everything he's trying to save, he makes that his main priority. So any type of dangers happen, he's trying to either protect them, save himself, or not die. So he's always hanging on for something, which is crazy. An old girl walking through some cold with no shoes on, with bare feet. Crazy work. Then we get that crazy scene where he take down this carriage with a sword, the same sword he took down the carriage with. He zip lining with this axe. I did see a different weapon, take that back. He does have an axe. I think that's what it is, little axe, and he take this sword and just jam old dude with it, which is crazy. So pretty much this is like a father trying to keep, I hate to say this, his daughter out of the way of this type of adventure that he's trying to go on or whatever. But yeah, when he says need away from me, so it's got something to do with either his daughter, his past life, or his wife. But it's crazy because every scene he's pretty much prepared to die. So I'm like, what? So is he trying to give himself up for himself, or is he trying to save his daughter so they won't go down the path he's going down? It's so much wrong. It's so much in this. I'm not going to say anything wrong with the story. It's so much in the story I actually want to find out and more about this game if they get more details about it. But we really seeing the same type of story ad-lib when it comes to the father and the kids, basically, which I think is fantastic, because we actually seeing the father actually go through the journey of protecting his kids, and we don't see that really in video games like that. So I'm thinking that's where we're going. That's what I'm thinking how this is supposed to go. But if it is, cool, I don't mind it. and I guess you get the combat skills as you go. Now I wonder, will there be a skill tree in this game, because I'm kind of, because the way you go about the game, you got stealth and you got full-on attack. So do we get the option to go in certain areas where we can attack, or we got the option to go in certain areas we can play stealthy? So I wonder how 24 Entertainment is actually introducing this game with it. Is it an open world? Is it a path story? Now when I'm saying about a path story, let's say if we're playing like The Last of Us, when you're playing the game, they make it seem like it's not a path story, but when you're playing the game, you're actually just following the path of the story. Like, let's say if you see a door after a cutscene, you go to that door and you go to the next level. You're just following the path of the game. The game just alludes you to that way. It makes it seem like it's an open world, but it's really not, because Last of Us was not an open world game. So that's what I'm thinking. How are they actually portraying this game a little bit more in depth, like they're doing Yote and Ghost of Tsushima, where they have that atmosphere world, that I'm about to say open world type of feel, where you can actually go around the city, adventure the city, build your character up, pretty much like a Red Dead situation, which I actually want to play that game, Red Dead too. So when I'm looking at this, how would they implement that type of open world style, or if it's a path driven game, which I don't mind either, because overall the story I think is going to be monsters anyway. I just want to see how would the story intertwine with it being a series, because I'm seeing them making a blood message 2 or blood message 3, because I think this story can actually be expanded. You know what I'm saying? So I think 24 Entertainment is looking for an expansion off this game, but we want to see how they can portray the first game to be more enthusiastic and, if not cost effective, for them to make another game like this. And how would they intervention? Because you see, like, I don't know if he has a son or it's just his daughter. That's what I'm saying. So will this be a series, or will it be just what it's supposed to be, just a past driven game, one hit recorded, we moving on to something new? So I'm thinking it's going to be a series, because there's more to this story than we actually imagine it to be, and it got a lot to do with some sayings, or a lot to do with the Buddhism and the heritage behind the story. So is this journey dependent on his kids, or is this journey dependent on himself? Because at the end of the trailer, you actually see he prepared to die. So it's something he's trying to instill into his kids, or leave behind, or some type of legacy that he's trying to find, or some type of heritage that he's trying to find in his history that he can pass on, or for his daughter or so-called son to know. But when I'm seeing there in these certain scenes, in these events, is that he's always trying to prevent her from getting hurt, or prevent him of getting hurt, his kids. So, and we're not getting any backstory on the wife either, so we won't really have a backstory on that. And this random girl in the red, I feel it's like, is that his guide? His guy, everybody got a guide that they follow, stuff like that. And the sandstorm he was horsing through was crazy. Then certain events that be happening is going to be crazy too as well, and how he circumvent himself to actually create his own way of still being alive. Because I'm trying to figure out, how can this actually be what he's going for, to find a journey or whatever he's trying to find. And he said at the end, "Need wait for me." So I'm like, is he trying to go find his daughter? It's so much that I want to know about this game, and it's so written. The story is written so well that it's like they teasing us, but not teasing us at the same time. So it's so much going on behind that. But that's pretty much what I'm seeing here, and then going by some type of scripture or their actual heritage themselves. So be on the lookout for that too as well. But that's about my little theory about this game called Blood Message. So I hope y'all enjoy. I'm gonna catch you guys in the next video.